I never saw a purple cow. I never hope to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. That's a silly poem by a man named Gillette Burgess. My name is Tim with DoWhatYouCanNow.com. I'm not going to be talking about purple cows tonight, but I am going to talk about a purple t-shirt and a lot of cows. I want to thank you for joining me. This is the fourth video in my series Rebounding in Life When Life Happens. And in this series I've been telling about how my community, my hometown, rebounded when a tornado hit it back in 2012, how we recovered from that tornado. Today I want to talk about how people saw an opportunity to buy a simple purple t-shirt and how buying that simple purple t-shirt encouraged us. So I talked about the purple t-shirt. Now, why did I start with the cows too, this purple cow poem? Well, those of you who know me know my wife is from New York. And for those of you old enough to remember the show Green Acres, I kind of kid her because, she's from New York coming to the country. I know when we decided to get married, it was where were we going to live? And she realized that I would be a fish out of water in New York, and so she moved here. Now, as far as the comparisons between her and the show, that's as far as it goes, because those of you who have had her cooking, she is much better than the actress that was portrayed in the show. But the funny thing about it is, when she first moved out here, she was coming from just outside of New York City. When she first moved out here, she made the comment that there were more cows than people in our hometown. And I don't know if that is true, but we're a small community, just over 1,000 people. But there are a lot of cows out here, and she's always been kind of, thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, how this applies to our story and to how we rebounded from this tornado. We've been talking about, after the tornado hit, how we started this t-shirt campaign. And when we started that t-shirt campaign, we started with an idea, and that idea progressed to a Facebook page, and then the Facebook page developed a following, and how that we went from 8 people to over 1,000 people following us on Facebook. And then when it came time to start selling the shirts, that we were selling, we were making over $1,000 an hour. And when it was all said and done, we had sold almost 2,000 shirts. Well, there aren't that many people in my hometown. And so there had to be people outside of Pekin buying these shirts. And there were. We started tracking the numbers and where the orders were coming from. They were coming from neighboring communities, neighboring states, even other countries. It was incredible to see the outpouring of love and desire, and people seeing the opportunity to help our community recover from this tornado. Well, to further add to this story and give you a few more details, I never really have explained why I used a purple shirt, and you can see it hanging on the wall behind me. Well, it just happens that when I was designing the shirt, that I thought about, well, what would go good with our town? What would be something that a lot of people in my town could relate to? Well, the school colors for our school are purple and gold, and so right there it had to be a purple shirt. And so years ago, when my folks went to school, it was Pekin High School, and it's Pekin, Indiana, and so I put that big P on there to go for the town, but also to kind of be something nostalgic for the people who went to Pekin High School and then later Eastern High School. But anyway, the purple shirt represented the school colors. And so as we started selling these shirts, as I said, we sold beyond our community. And I wanted to tell the story of just how one example, one person used this opportunity to buy this purple shirt and what that meant to us. Now we're in the middle, or March Madness just started today. If you're watching this today, but March Madness is always something that's really big this time of year. especially in our state, basketball state and all. And with March Madness, you think about school rivalries. And, our community is no different than others. We have rivalries with neighboring communities. And it's funny because just up the road a few miles, there's a community in Salem, and their school colors are black and gold. Well, as we were selling these shirts, one of my friends commented to me that he sold shirts to the employers where he worked, and one of the people who bought his shirt was from Salem. Now, people from Salem aren't going to wear purple and gold. People from Pekin aren't going to wear black and gold. It's just, we don't do that. We're rivals. But this person kind of smiled at him one day and said, "Look, I've got a purple shirt on. That's the only way I would ever wear a purple shirt." And I just thought that was cool, because if you remember back to 9/11, how that we went beyond. We were all Americans back then. We didn't care about what state you were from, what party you were affiliated with, or anything like that. We were all Americans. And similarly with the tornado disaster, I noticed that our community, even though it's a small community, just over 1,000 people, our community really grew because there were people in neighboring communities helping us out, and they helped us out by buying a purple shirt and wearing a purple shirt. And if a person who would never put a purple shirt on could do that to encourage us, I thought that was a pretty big deal. It's something really simple, but it was a big deal. The money went to help toward the people who needed help, but the fact that they would wear a purple shirt, I thought, okay, that kind of says we're in this together. We're rooting for you guys to rebound from this tragedy. And so it's just a simple story, but it was a big deal to me, and I know to others as well. And to this day, you'll see people wearing their purple shirts around town. And I just think that's a real good reminder of when we came together and helped each other. So as we conclude today, I want you to look for opportunities to encourage others. It might be as simple as wearing a purple shirt. It's those simple things that make a big deal. And that was really encouraging to me and others as well. I want to also encourage you, I've got a Facebook group for Do What You Can Now. I'll put the link below in the chat. So I'd like you to sign up for that and follow us there. And until next time, we'll take this and build it on out with this video series. This is Tim encouraging you to do what you can now. Thanks.